The first part of Reel 3 starts in the early summer of 1967. This is in fact earlier than when the last reel ended, but I wanted to put all the shots of Expo 67 together, so that meant getting a little bit out of time order. This is June 1967, so baby sister Hazel is very close to her 19th birthday. We're in Kensington Park that is about 30 miles from where we lived, in a one-bedroom apartment in Troy, Michigan. Nice summer weather we were having. Here we have an aluminum boat, and there's Hazel and Wendy about to get on board. They're my crew, I'm supervising. And as with the punting in Oxford, I will sit in the bow and relax while I let the ladies do all of the work. This lake in Kensington Park is one of the 1,500 lakes in the state of Michigan, varying in size from the Great Lakes to ones of no consequence. This one is an artificial lake in the General Motors Technical Center, made by excavating fairly flat land to a depth of about 6 feet. The ducks just dropped out of the sky. They were flying overhead and spotted it as a nice place to live. So that's where the wildlife at General Motors Technical Center came from. Nobody planned it in any way. Now, we're looking along the long axis of the lake. Includes 2 fountains designed by Alexander Calder. Behind the more distant fountain is the office where I started. We took Hazel to Niagara Falls, and on the way looked at the Welland Canal. That is the way ships get from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario. If they followed the natural route, it would take them over the Niagara Falls. Not a very good way for ships to go. And here we see Hazel and Mum with the Niagara River rushing by in the background. This is the water before it goes over the falls. Pretty impressive even when it's just rushing along. This is the American Falls. In the background you can see Rainbow Bridge, which connects the US, where we are, to Canada on the other side of the gorge. And these people are on the Cape of the Winds trip, a marvellous trip where you put on protective clothing in yellow, otherwise you would get totally soaked as you walk right under the spray. I'm not certain this trip is still available. You can see it presents a higher level of risk than we encourage in today's world. There we see Mum and Hazel as we've just come through it. Mum has the still camera, the Voigtlander Vita-Matic. I hope she had it under her coat during the really wet bit of the trip. This is where we lived. I believe the address was 1997 Dorchester Avenue in the Somerset Apartments in Troy. And this is summer 1967. We spent a lot of time in the pool. It was just so convenient, just outside our front door into the pool. Swimming with Wendy is Roberta Herman, age about 11, daughter of my first boss, Dr. Roberta Herman, the person who attracted me to come to General Motors. He gave a talk at the National Research Council, and I wrote to him, and that correspondence led to my being eventually hired by General Motors. Roberta is now an internal medicine physician practicing in Austin, Texas. She got her medical degree from Wayne State University. Much later reels will be showing my 11-year-old daughter also swimming in this case in Clearwater Beach. We did lots of swimming, so I've got lots of movies of folks swimming. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment and had a sofa that folded into a bed when we had visitors, such as Hazel, who arrived fairly soon after we settled in the United States, and thereafter almost every year Wendy's parents came and stayed with us for some time. This is the scene from our main window. You can see the pool in the background, a little rail on a veranda we had, to which we have attached a makeshift bird feeder, an ice cube maker filled with birdseed. There we see what I believe it may be a crow, and these possibly chickadees. Wendy is much better at identifying birds, but she is working hard. Something else at the moment. For these pictures I naturally had the movie camera on a tripod. It's not often one has an opportunity to use a tripod, which so greatly improves the quality of picture you can get. Oh, here we record animal aggression, something that's so endemic to the whole animal kingdom. Fight is usually over food or over mates. Increasingly, Mum was using the movie camera, which meant I appeared more often. This is as well as I could ever swim. We were just in the pool so often, so convenient to get to it. And that may look a pretty rotten dive, but that's about as good as I ever got. I couldn't do it anything like that well today. Of course, it was 43 years ago. Although the projector may have survived in excellent form over that space of time, I'm not sure I'm in as near prime condition as the projector is. Still, looking on the more positive side, the camera that took these pictures is long ago dead and buried, and even the one that followed it is also not buried yet. It's down in my workroom, but it's fit for nothing. You know, I think my dive bed as it was better than that. And even today, if you threw me in the pool, I wouldn't drown. Yeah, Mum was 24 here. I am 28. And very wonderful that Mum was still in excellent health. It's now fall of 1967. We're in Kensington Park, and Wendy's parents are visiting. Wendy's mum is 54, to be 55 in December, and her dad is 58. Always remember her mum's date of birth very easily. It's 12/12/12. And if you subtract 12 from 67, you get actually 54, because she'll not be 55 until December. And again, we're feeding wildlife, water creatures. It seems the whole bird family was doing very well out of our efforts in the summer of '67. We're feeding them at home, and when we go to Kensington Park, and when we go to General Motors Technical Centre. Here we're back at Kensington Park. One still tended to want to take movies of something moving rather than just people. And feeding ducks provided that motion. Yeah, we're back at General Motors Technical Centre. The wildlife becomes very tame when people feed it, as they did. It's a common lunchtime activity. This is the weekend. You can see there's almost no activity in the background. These movies were taken in the fall of 1967. And with that, we come to the end of the first part of Reel 3, which we call Reel 3A.